Guess what? We're about to chat about some of the biggest oops moments in construction history. You know, building stuff is a big deal, but sometimes, oh boy, things go sideways. Ever wonder what happens when big projects mess up? It can get pretty pricey and, yikes, even risky. We're going to peek into some major blunders in building stuff all over the globe. Pretty wild, right? So what do you say we jump into this together and uncover these crazy stories? Who's ready for some jaw-dropping tales? Let's roll. 1. Inadequate foundation. In Rwanda, Africa, a building with 4 floors collapsed because its foundation wasn't strong enough. This tragedy happened because the builders didn't follow the rules and took shortcuts to save money, ignoring important safety regulations. Sadly, 6 people died, and many others were injured in the accident. It's a reminder that even small mistakes in construction can have big consequences, risking people's lives. Following the rules and building things the right way is crucial to keeping everyone safe. 2. Cracking. In Sydney, Australia, the Opal Tower experienced structural issues characterized by cracking, attributed to the overloading of certain structural components and alterations to the initial architectural design. Consequently, residents were compelled to evacuate their residences, confronting a state of uncertainty regarding the restoration of habitation. This scenario underscores the profound impact of design choices on the structural integrity and safety of inhabited structures. 3. Dampness. In Philadelphia, USA, a significant issue arose as numerous residential properties began to deteriorate and suffer structural damage due to the improper installation of water-diverting flashing. This crucial component is instrumental in directing water away from the structures, mitigating potential damage. However, due to its incorrect installation, water infiltration occurred, resulting in extensive property damage. The oversight can be attributed to the failure of designers to adequately account for the prevailing weather conditions in the region. Consequently, a substantial number of residences faced ruin, underscoring the imperative of factoring in climatic considerations during the construction of buildings. 4. Fire safety deficiencies. The Grenfell Tower fire in London, England, claimed 72 lives due to combustible cladding and other safety oversights during refurbishment. Lessons from past incidents were overlooked, emphasizing the importance of adhering to fire safety standards. 5. Inadequate maintenance. The collapse of the Genoa Bridge in Italy, which killed 43 people, was attributed to years of insufficient maintenance despite known structural concerns. Neglecting upkeep can have devastating consequences for infrastructure. 6. Damage by termites. In Texas, USA, the Veterans Memorial High School faced significant termite damage due to lack of pre-treatment during construction. Failure to address pest risks early on resulted in costly repairs. 7. Sydney Opera House. The Sydney Opera House is a famous building loved by many people around the world, but even though it looks nice, it had a lot of problems when it was being built. It was supposed to be finished in 4 years and cost $7 million, but it took 14 years and cost $14 million. There were also problems with how the music sounded inside. The rooms where the musicians played were mixed up, so they couldn't hear the music well. Fixing these problems cost an extra $300 million. It shows that even big projects can have big mistakes that cost a lot of money to fix. 8. Lotus Riverside disaster. Lotus Riverside was a group of buildings where people lived in Shanghai. In 2009, one of these buildings, which had 13 floors, fell down. Luckily, it didn't hit other buildings nearby, so more people weren't hurt, but one worker who was helping to build it died. The reason it fell was because the base of the building wasn't made well, and the builders didn't follow the rules properly. The people who built it had to pay a lot of money, around $30 million, to the people who lived there and to fix everything. It shows that it's important to do things right when building to keep everyone safe. 9. Fire safety deficiencies. On June 14, 2017, a fire started in one of the apartments in Grenfell Tower, a tall building in London, England. It was a terrible event, causing the loss of 72 lives, making it one of the worst disasters in modern UK history. Grenfell Tower was built in 1974 with strong materials to prevent fires from spreading. But in 2016, the building was renovated. They added new covering called cladding and new windows. Sadly, these changes actually made the building less safe. The new cladding was made of materials that catch fire easily. It helped the fire spread faster. Also, the doors of the apartments weren't strong enough to stop the fire, and there were no sprinklers to put out the fire. This wasn't the first time a fire like this happened. In 1991, there was a similar fire in Manchester, but back then, nobody thought it could happen again. Fire safety is very important when building homes and buildings. We need to learn from past mistakes and make sure buildings are safe for everyone. If we don't, disasters like Grenfell Tower could happen again. Construction mistakes can have severe repercussions, from loss of life to financial burdens. It's crucial for builders, architects, and policymakers to prioritize safety, follow regulations, and consider environmental factors in every project. By learning from these mistakes and taking proactive measures, we can create safer and more resilient structures for the future. Subscribe to our channel for more informative content on construction and building safety in simple, easy to understand language. Together, let's build a safer world.